I just don't get it. Like, I don't. So you had Mike Pinnell, who cost you nothing to keep.
Correct.
You then cut Mike Pennel to trade for Nnadi, who, if they had cut him, which they were clearly going to cut him, you could have just acquired for nothing by just waiting because he's not subject to waivers. I don't understand any of it.
It's That Football Show here on KC Sports Network. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame on your Friday edition of That Football Show. We got a week in the books, a week without football, really. There's college football back, obviously, but no NFL football. Roster cuts have happened since the last time we recorded a podcast. Lots of things have actually happened along the NFL since the last time we recorded a podcast, and we got to thank our friends at Ben Holiday, Bald and Bun Bourbon Holiday Distillery for making this podcast possible. Appreciate those folks. But Matt, how's your week been?
My week's been great. Looking forward to the long weekend, little holiday weekend.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That all owns me until about May. So I'm pumped. Get up to the lake, break out the Crown Royal. I've got the Crown Royal Apple, Crown Royal Vanilla, Crown Royal Peach. Yep, might just mix them all into a fishbowl and just see how much damage I can do during the college football Saturday, and then try to come to on Sunday, and it'd be great.
Great week one slate, a good week two slate as well, as we'll be at a Holiday Distillery. You guys already know that. Check the link in the description if you want to come out there and hang out with me. ESPN's Matt Miller will be there as well. KCSN's BJ Kissel will be there too. So go check that out, as we'll have, I think we're going to have food there from Tacos for Life. Party will start at 1. It'll end after the Mizzou KU game, obviously. Huge game. So if you're a Mizzou fan that can't make it out to Columbia and you're in the Kansas City area, head on up to Weston, Missouri. I'll be there. We'll be watching it. We got to get more Mizzou fans than KU fans there. That's the goal, as I'm rocking the Mizzou shirt, recording this on the day of the Missouri Tigers playing for their very first football game against Central Arkansas. So shout out. The start of the college football season is here. Football is back. We obviously had like week 0 of college football season last year. Matt, wouldn't it be funny if the NFL did week 0? It's just like, all right, week 0, only part of the teams play.
I have a disproportionate amount of hatred for the term week 0.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's the stupidest fucking thing. Stop saying. I hate when week 0. It's not week 0.
Yeah,
it's week 1. That's what it is. If it sucks so bad and it's so important that it's week 0, don't play. It's like when the NCAA tournament, thank God they've corrected this, started calling the first 4. Oh, welcome to the first round. It's not the first round. It's not even really the NCAA tournament.
Right.
Stop it. It's ridiculous. I could not stand when, now look, if it's one of those 16 seeds, I don't care because, like, God bless them, they're in there and that's cool. But, like, when you get, like, one of these, like, 6-11 games, and some bozo team wins, all like Wake Forest won. This is their first tournament win since 1990. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now they're in the tournament. Let me know if they get to the round of 32. But I cannot stand it's like if the NFL called the NFL's like third preseason week, like, welcome to week 0. Like, no, it's not. It's terrible. Stop it. I'm offended by it.
That's a great point. Good thing we don't have to be offended. Oh, actually, there's some stuff to be offended by, because the Chiefs did announce their roster, and they did, Matt, quite possibly the most outrageous thing that I've seen in my time covering the NFL, which is, only been since 2020, right? So, like, it's only been going on 5 seasons now of covering the NFL. But they kept 5 wide receivers, 8 wide receivers. I don't know why I said 5. They kept 8 wide receivers.
5 would have been shocking as well, but 8.
8 is insane. Obviously, since we recorded the podcast, like, you and I kind of discussed that, like, the roster decisions were like kind of pretty much straightforward, and really they were, but they keep Jason Brownlee as a part of that 8 wide receiver bunch. They cut Mike Pennel in probably one of the more shocking moves that they did. They cut Bob Tunyon as well. Since that roster had been announced, Rashee Rice has been suspended. I mean, you've had a lot of stuff happen in this little 2-3 day window since we've recorded the last podcast. What sticks out the most to you? Where do you want to start from the Chiefs roster perspective?
That Derek Nnadi's on it.
Yep.
And that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a standard elevation from being on it. And I got to tell you, like, we've really, I think, hit the tipping point with this whole idea of, hey, knows the system. Right. Guys, I'm going to let everybody in a little secret here. Every team in the league runs dives, counters, sweeps, tosses. Like, they're not bringing somebody in who's cracked the Da Vinci Code here. And, like, he's a guy.
Right.
Why don't you go sign somebody who's young and unproven and, like, maybe could get better? And the Nnadi thing, I've never understood. We already talked about this before when they acquired him. Like, I don't know why they traded for him. I don't get it. I really don't get why they cut Mike Pennel and didn't even bring him back in the practice squad.
Yep.
And then it was kind of like an all-you-can-eat character assassination of like, well, hey, like, he's old and just, we just decided to move on. Like, I normally am not going to criticize Brett Veach very much because, to be fair to Brett Veach, like, how much can you possibly criticize? Like, he's been a pretty damn good general manager.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like, I don't. So you had Mike Pinnell, who cost you nothing to keep.
Correct.
You then cut Mike Pinnell to trade for Derek Nnadi, who, if they had cut him, which they were clearly going to cut him, yes, you could have just acquired for nothing by just waiting because he's not subject to waivers. I don't understand any of it. I don't understand why Norman Lott now is the size of a refrigerator. Like, it is the weirdest way to use a defensive line. Like, they brought in Norman Lott. I'm like, great. This guy, kind of a twitchy, athletic guy, play detail, and now it's like, no, actually, he's Refrigerator Perry. Like, what happened? What? Like, why? It's a very bizarre that whole the D tackles and the running backs, the way they've handled that this offseason, I have no idea what's happening. Zero.
It's confusing. So let's start with the D tackles because Herbie TLP, our fearless guy with the boots on the ground, our fearless beat reporter over here at KC Sports Network, was at a round table with Brett Veach on Thursday morning. He hosted a round table with members of the Chiefs beat reporter corps, and he had some things to say about the decision to release Mike Pinnell, and then I've got some thoughts too on the Mike Pinnell thing. This is what Veach had to say. In verbatim format, what Herbie wrote up on KCSA.com. Go check that out. You can get this. I don't believe it's behind a paywall, so I think you can see this for free at KCSN.com. Brett Veach. Well, I think with every position group, we're trying to get better and trying to add competition. I think throughout training camp, that was one of the position groups where we had a little bit more active than others. We had a couple of teams. We had some dialogue with some teams, some players, and those players ended up not being moved. And then we had also some dialogue with Cleveland. The Jawan Briggs kid they traded to the Jets, we had expressed interest there. They decided to go with the deal with New York, which sometimes happens with our picks. So I think that was one position group we were trying to continually get deeper, get younger, and get more athletic. And most of the time, those guys are different names in different positions. I think when it came to Derek Nnadi, probably a similar level of play from what we've seen, but both of those guys have over the years played and helped us out in games. But I do think you take into consideration just the length of the season. I mean, both guys are older and veterans, but Derek is 5 years younger there. Derek did, I think, have a streak of, when he had played here for the last 4 years, he was a 17-game player each of those 4 or 5 years. So I think if you had to do a slight edge, it was just 4 or 5 years younger, and the guy has played a lot of reps. But look, we're still active at that position. I mean, we were last year on the waiver wire. Like I said, a couple of trades we couldn't get done as teams kept those guys, but two of the more prominent names of that position, Broderick Martin and Zach Pickens, put the full court press and got to have those guys here, and Marlon Tuipulotu here for now. So that's just a position we're kind of hyper-focused on and trying to get that competition better and more consistency is kind of how Brett Veach explained the Derek Nnadi acquisition there. Here's the thing, Matt. Here's the thing that's so frustrating to me. Brett Veach is talking about wanting to add depth to that room.
Yes.
While simultaneously at the same time removing depth from that room. It doesn't make any sense to me.
He added a player who's not good. And I'm not...
Correct.
God bless him, man. Derek Nice is like a great guy. I know,
Phenomenal dude. Yeah.
I know people get like, why are you crap? I'm not like that. It's my job to be honest. He's not an above average or even average NFL player. He's not. Sorry, he's not. Like,
Right.
There's a reason he went for like a pick swap in 2 years from now. Okay, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
And so, look, man. I mean, he was valued on the market at the same level of Sky Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, they have a fetish for bringing back guys who they feel know the system, can come in, can just kind of pick up where they left off. And in some cases, I get that. In some cases, I don't. And in this case, in the case of CH, I just don't understand. I can tell you right now, like, Tucker, have you ever seen the movie Seven?
I don't think so. I've seen a lot of movies. I don't think I've seen Seven.
Okay. Well, then this reference maybe is not for you, but other people out there who watch. It's a very famous movie.
Oh yeah, Morgan Freeman and Brad
Pitt.
Okay, yeah. I'm aware of the movie. Yes.
Yeah, and so it's about this guy who's a killer and everything else. At the very end of the movie, not to spoil it for anybody, but they get out to this last scene, and Morgan Freeman picks up a box and like looks in the box and has this like look like horror on his face, and Brad Pitt is like, "What's in the box?" And he's like, and then like realizes like it's not good for him. He's like, "What's in the box?" It's Twice Head, okay, but it's like, "What's in the box? What's in the?" He's like freaking out. I was more nervous than Brad Pitt was at the end of Seven when I saw VS got released. I was like, oh my God, here we go again.
9 wide receivers, here we go.
Like, Jason Brownlee, you made it, but you didn't. Because here comes, I was ready to do an emergency pod that lasted 6 hours. I was like, it was going to be like one of those hunger strikes that just go on for like 4 days, like until they finally break. I was ready to jump on here and go for as long as it took. Yep. Okay. And abandon my family because that frankly took precedent. Thankfully the 49ers were like, no. Come on. So the Niners now have him and Sky Moore and DeMarcus Robinson.
49ers are doing some cleanup work, man.
The 49ers are down bad.
They're desperate.
But it's so funny because it's the opposite of like what the Chiefs did in the 90s with all the quarterbacks in San Francisco. Like now the Niners are like our time to shine, boys. Like let's just bring them all in. If Justin Watson had gotten cut by Houston, man was headed for San Francisco.
They had to. They don't have any. It is honestly so sad. Like what is going on in San Francisco when you look at their roster, everyone's hurt. Every single person is hurt.
Richie James was a Niner at one point. He might be able to go back. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The Niners are just like, are you alive and can catch a football occasionally? Come on in.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so that's just wild. But yeah, man, the D tackles, I don't know what the hell's happening.
It's really weird. It's really weird because like Mike Pennel, like legit a month ago, was talking about how much he loved being in Kansas City and how much like he loved the organization and how much he went elsewhere and couldn't stop thinking about Kansas City and still kept in contact with him. Literally less than a month ago. That was at training camp. I think July 25th is actually when he said that. Maybe also a little bit over than a month ago. But I want to talk about what also Veach said about bringing Mike Pennel back, practice squad, whether it's down the season, down the line, when Derek Nnadi gets hurt or whatever, when they have like some depth. He said, I think we'd always be open to that for sure. Mike's a guy that, he's a special human being. We love Mike, and he's one of those guys that I feel like every time we've gotten him back in short spurts, he's been the best that he has. So certainly if that situation presents itself, it's always something we're open to, but I think it goes back to just trying to elevate that room constantly. Mike has shown that when he came back here in short spurts, even at his age, he's a juice guy. He's an energy guy. We love him. So certainly keeping that door open as well. I think all options are open for us at that position. While that door might still be open for the Kansas City Chiefs, Mike Pennell's Instagram story posting might say something else. Unfortunately for the Kansas City Chiefs, Mike Pennell does not seem very happy. Anytime you're posting Dark Knight clips, that movie, The Dark Knight, phenomenal film, Christian Bale, Heath Ledger's Joker, insane. But that movie and that personality of like the Joker, Heath Ledger, that is like an arc that athletes take whenever something happens. They're like, all right, I'm going to be the Joker now. And Mike Pennell seems like that he is on that trajectory.
But before anybody's like, oh well, Mike Pennel could never. Go ask Trent Williams about that.
That's a great point. Throw him out the club.
Trent Williams is still trying to find his way back to the stadium after that was one of the most. That was assault out of football. I mean, you don't see Trent Williams get knocked around the field too much. Mike Pinnell played like he was Joe Green in that game.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Editor Tucker from the future here. Hey, folks, sorry to interrupt. We recorded this episode of That Football Show prior to the trade announcement of Micah Parsons. I guess that's just what Matt Verderame and I get when we try to record ahead and try to enjoy ourselves a long weekend. But this part here, we're going to talk about the Micah Parsons trade. It's not done by the time we record the podcast, but we do talk about some Chiefs cap implications, some roster things moving forward. Decided to leave it in. Wanted to let you know that there's a little bit of dated information, but thought I'd let you know before we get into it.
By the way, as we're recording this here on Thursday afternoon, there's like a considerable, I don't know if you call it news breaking, really, but like pot stirring going on, where apparently the Cowboys want a resolution by the start of the season, which is 6 days away. And so now they're like willing to engage in talks on Micah Parsons being traded. And there's all these people going like, what would it take? What would it take? And of course, that like there's like Chiefs fans getting involved in this. Is there any world where you want the Chiefs or believe the Chiefs would get involved trying to trade for Micah Parsons?
It would be so fun, obviously, if Micah Parsons was on this team. They don't have, I don't know if you saw the updated numbers over the cap, updated their numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, they got no, I don't know where their money went this year, but they got no money this year. And they're kind of fucked next year, too. When you look at their cap number, they're $40 million over the cap.
Only one team is more over the cap than them. That's Minnesota at 53.7.
That's not a great sign.
The Saints are more under the cap.
I was about to say, so that means the Saints are more under the cap than. That's not good. Obviously, I know Jawan Taylor, and I know that Drew Tranquil and Mike Dana. Like, I know all of those things can happen, and those moves can happen. But, I mean, do I think it would be fun? Yeah, I think that there's no way that they would be able to put together, one, a package that you would feel comfortable with, and two, a contract that you would feel comfortable with to pay Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons is incredible, and I think he's a phenomenal football player. I don't think the Chiefs are in a position to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah, look, I mean, to your point, they're projected to be about $46 million over next year. They cut Taylor, they save 20. If they cut Jalen Moore, they'd save 8. If they cut Tranquil, they'd save 6. If they cut Dana, they'd save 9. I mean, just right there.
It's close.
That's what 23, 43. They're basically even.
Yeah.
Okay, they'd basically be even now. That being said, they also only have 36 players under contract for next year.
No.
So figure that out. Now they could also convert Mahomes' base to bonus, which Mahomes' base next year is $45.3 million.
Right. That will be.
So there's $1 million. Like the Chiefs, if they want to have $30 million in cap space next year, could do it in a heartbeat. Like I'm not saying they couldn't do that, but there does come a point where you can't pay everybody, and they're paying Humphrey, they're paying Smith and Mahomes, they're paying Karlaftis. You've got to start thinking about too, like McDuffie's got to get paid.
Fred talked about that on Thursday.
Depending upon where you fall on it, like you've got to earmark some money for Rice, and then like, like Worthy potentially. Now Worthy's a little bit down the road, and I'm not going to get to Simmons. You wait on the road, we got some play, but like,
right, yeah.
They just paid Bolton. Like Jones is getting paid huge money. So it's not like Parsons is coming over on some cheap deal. And realistically speaking, because the Chiefs are the Chiefs, they're going to have to go more than anybody to get him because their draft capital is less valuable. So
correct. You're
probably at a minimum looking at giving up 2 firsts plus. I mean, you're probably talking about 2 firsts and a couple of, a second and a third, something like that. Maybe even more than that. Like, I got to be honest, as great of a player as he is, I'm not doing that if I'm the Chiefs. First of all, I don't think they can, and I don't think they
right. That might also be a thing. Like I don't know if they legitimately can put together a package that the Cowboys could they'd take over the Packers or the I saw the Ravens were tossed around, and is it Cardinals as well? Those are 3 teams that are kind of in there.
How the hell are the Ravens doing this? Like
that's a great point, actually.
With what money? Like they also have like no. They're like the Chiefs. Like
put it on the Amex.
I think it was Orlovsky was like, the Bills have to get on the phone. Like, again, with what money?
Yeah, they don't have anything either.
They are broke as hell. Like, who the hell? Like, what are they doing? You know, they just gave Rousseau $80 million. Okay, like they're not just
Right.
people act as though like the cap is some independent thing, and then you get these dopes. I'm not saying Dan's one of these people because I actually like Dan and respect him, but like you get these people who are total dopes who are like, it doesn't matter. The cap's fake. It's like, yeah, ask the Saints how that's going right about now.
That's
like,
true.
The cap is not fake. By the way, next year there are 9 teams. One of them absolutely, actually, 2 of them are absolutely hilarious. 9 teams projected to be over the cap next year. Okay, the Falcons are $638,000 over.
All right, barely. Yeah.
The Bills are 4.3 over.
Oh, wow.
Pats are 6.1 over. The Dolphins are 13.1 over. The Dolphins are hilarious, but not as hilarious as the next 2 teams. The Saints are 17.7 over.
Yeah.
The Browns are 29.8 over. Deshaun Watson says hello from IR.
Good Lord.
It's incredible. The Lions are 31.6 over. The Chiefs are 45.9, and the Vikings are 53.7. The team with the most cap space, the Titans. The teams with the second and third most cap space, Chargers, Raiders.
I'm sure people know this if they're listening to the show. They're ball knowers, but like teams that suck have the most cap space.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
If you're good, you don't got any money because you're using your money to pay good players. If you suck, you're not. Well, Browns, and
it is genuinely hilarious. And then, by the way, like a couple of years from now, like 2 years from now, Over the Cap does their projections even for 2027. The Chiefs have the 5th least cap space, but they're at 73.4. Like, you still have a ton.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the most hilarious thing on here. The Bills are next to last, by the way, that year, 38.7. The Niners are last at 5.1 million. The Niners are just like the Niners are basically Exxon Valdez in terms of how much oil they're leaking at this point. It's unbelievable. You know how possible it is that 2 years from now to have 5 million?
They're so screwed.
It's unbelievable. By the way, the Chiefs only have 23 players signed 2 years from now.
Yeah, so like that's a problem.
That's what Brett was talking about in the broadcast on Chicago in the Chicago game, where he's like, got a lot of work to do next offseason. I'm like, yeah, you do. Yeah. You're going to be very, very busy, sir. Yeah.
They have not even a half of a roster, of active roster signed under contract for the next 2 years. So, like,
and just so everybody knows, like, that's not like crazy uncommon, but like, there are a lot of teams that are in like the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
23 is
pretty low,
small number. Yeah, most teams are in the high 20s to low 30s. So I'm not. And next year, by the way, the Chiefs have 36 guys under contract, which that might be the fewest in the league. Let's see. The Dolphins also have 36. The Ravens have 37. Panthers have 38. Oh no, hilarious. The Raiders have 31. And the Titans have 33. The Jets and Commanders each have 34. The Chiefs are tied for like 5th or something in that regard. So yeah, which is not the worst thing in the sense you have flexibility. But it also means you got work to get done because you've got a lot of spots to try and figure out.
100%. They do. Hopefully one of those spots is going to be like maybe a young running back that is actually fun to watch carry the football. Doubtful.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, doubtful.
How do you feel about Kareem Hunt in 2029?
Well, I wish I could tell you.
How fast do you think he could run with an oxygen tank?
Faster than Elijah Mitchell, probably.
I mean, just
also,
those things have wheels.
They do. Why the hell did they keep Elijah Mitchell?
I just finished saying this. I can't remember what I've been on so many pods this morning. Of all the players on the team, he's the most like, I don't understand what the hell is going on. Like, what? Like, what? So he's not going to be in there to block. He's also not he's probably the worst receiving back they have on the team.
I mean,
he's not the fastest guy. They have 2 guys who are faster than him, and he's not short yardage. So I guess maybe the Chiefs are waiting for that optimal 2nd and 5 moment to be like, hey, Elijah, get in there.
Yeah, so you mentioned he doesn't play special teams, right? That was. Would you throw that one in there?
I will double check that, but I feel like we did talk about this at one point. So
yeah, I mean, he didn't play the entire year last year because of a soft tissue injury. That's a problem.
Yeah, he's played 3 special team snaps in his entire career.
All right, awesome, great,
They were
good ad.
They were all in 2021.
Awesome. Shout out. Great ad. When you have the opportunity to add that guy to your roster, you have to do it, Matt.
It's so hard to be critical of them because they've just done
100%.
so much so well for so long. But like they do things occasionally. What is the point of this? You can't tell me what is the if you asked Andy Reid and you gave him truth serum, you're like, Andy, what is the role of Elijah Mitchell in the offense? I have no idea what the hell he would say. And I don't think he does either.
Glue guy, maybe?
Like what?
Great
luck. Okay, well, Pacheco's the starter, and Hunt's the change of pace and the short yardage guy. And Brashard Smith, in a perfect world, is going to be the guy we use kind of all over the formation, and we're going to balance things out and throw the ball back. Great. So what does Elijah Mitchell do? Looks great standing there.
Yeah.
I don't know. And look, I hope Elijah Mitchell is great, but I don't. I have no idea what the argument is. Why he's out on that team, I have no idea.
It is, yeah. That was crazy. They decided to keep him instead of Bob Tunyon on the initial 53, by the way.
They were pissed about that.
I was livid. I knew that he was going to come back. I love how people were responding to me like, well, they could. Yes, I do know all that. Can a guy just do a joke every now and again? Can a guy joke about something? Can a guy have fun online? I know that he was probably going to come back because he's a vested veteran. You don't have to tell me this. It's my job to know that. All right? That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I appreciate when if I say something that is deemed negative about the Chiefs and I get somebody like Galaxy Brain an email to me.
Yeah.
You don't understand. It's like, no, man, listen. Maybe I don't understand, but there's a pretty good reality. I probably do.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do and stuff. This is my third hour today talking about the Chiefs.
Yeah, right.
I'm guessing I got a pretty good handle on the team. And also, if I have a question about, I'll probably just ask somebody in the building, hey, what's up with this? It's okay to just laugh every once in a while. I mean, look, this team won 2 Super Bowls with receivers who were on a terrorist watch list for NFL quarterbacks. Okay, it's okay to just be like, hey man, I don't get it. I have no idea. Doesn't mean that Elijah Mitchell and Derek Nnadi being on the roster are not precluding them from winning a Super Bowl. But it is just odd, and I think it's okay to say that.
I was just sent a video of MVS at training camp. Or not training camp, at practice with the 49ers, by the way. So I had to stop what I was doing to watch this video. Oh, well, he's with Sky Moore, too. Hell yeah. Got the band back together. Shout out to the 49ers for getting the band back together. God, that Russell Gage isn't practicing today for them either. That wide receiver room is...
Nothing would be more hilarious than if those two guys went for 100 yards apiece in week 1.
It's going to put Brock Purdy to the test. We're going to see Brock Purdy's a real deal.
Yes, we are. Who's San Francisco's opponent week 1?
Let me look that real quick.
It's not the Rams. The Rams play the Texans. Is it in the division? It's the Seahawks.
It's the Seahawks.
Seattle.
At Seattle.
I will take Seattle in that game. By the way, the Niners are favored in that game. On the road in Seattle.
That's asinine.
I saw a line. I was like, what? And I don't even think Seattle's that good, but
right? No, me either.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Niners who are getting off the bus in wheelchairs at this point. I'm gonna take Seattle to win that game.
That's a great point.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
All right, Matt, let's take a break. We got a lot of NFL headlines to talk about. We got some new rivalry uniforms that came out. This is your Uniform Aesthetics podcast here at KC Sports Network. We're going to have to talk about those and a lot of other things going on around the NFL. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. Chiefs.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
Success in real estate takes more than vision. It takes the right financial partner. When someone takes something rundown and turns it into something great, that's called a comeback story, like Brain Group. They take distressed properties here in KC, completely rework them, and then turn them into valuable real estate. But that kind of work needs the right bank behind it. Enter Emprise Bank. They're not about cookie-cutter loans. They saw Brain Group's vision, backed them, and now they're making big moves in Kansas City real estate. Talk about your partner in possible. Emprise doesn't do one-size-fits-all financing. They invest in potential and back growth. Visit emprisebank.com/KC to learn more. Emprise Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What is good, everybody? It is your guy, Benny Heiss, KCSN betting analyst, and I want you to take that slow, deep breath, inhale, breathe out with one word, football. Are you feeling it? You take that sweet, sweet scent of grass and pigskin in. I'm ready. I know you're ready. It's going to be an absolutely awesome season together, and especially for all of you Missouri residents, well, it's time to get your popcorn and your phones ready because the wait is almost over. It is coming, people. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon. You say show me, I say state. Later this football season, everything that you love about playing on DraftKings Sportsbooks, whether it be the sides, the totals, spreads, props, same-game parlays, you name it, DraftKings Sportsbook is going to elevate your already great game day experience here with KCSN. And by the way, even if you don't get in on kickoff, no sweat, you can still take advantage of live in-game betting, payouts that are faster than Xavier Worthy, just absolutely hustling down the sidelines, getting a bomb from 15. And so all from the comfort of your own home, your phone, wherever you want to be, you'll be betting with the top-rated sportsbook that is safe, secure, and trusted by millions of Americans across the country. So let's talk a little Chiefs. Time to put your money where your mouth is, right, Heiss? Well, what are we going to get out of the Chiefs this year? Where's some value in the futures market? And I'm going to give you a play I don't just like, but I love. So my top Chiefs future over at DraftKings is Patrick Mahomes to go over 4,000 passing yards at minus 125. Here's the thing about Mahomes. He's had one full season where he hasn't hit the 4K mark. That was last year. The year in which everything that could have gone wrong at receiver pretty much happened, and he was still just 72 yards short. On average, over 17 games, Mahomes has thrown for 4,911 yards per season, so you can even go for over 4,500 yards at plus 300 at DraftKings Sportsbook if you decide to do so. It's 2015. I expect more shots downfield. There's going to be an improvement on that average yards per attempt, down nearly 2 full yards from the last 2 seasons. He's going to have more time to throw. It's a better offensive line. You're going to see some more big plays downfield, more big plays, more yards. Give me the Mahomes over at minus 125 on over 4,000 yards for the season. So again, here's what you're going to do. You're going to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Be sure to use the code KCSN as you get ready for sports betting to launch right here in Missouri. Plus, you'll be first in line for exclusive promos, can't miss offers, and much, much more. That's code KCSN. KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook, subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
Matt, let's get into the NFL rivalries uniforms. As I mentioned before the break, we are the resident uniform aesthetics podcast, sports aesthetics podcast here at KC Sports Network. I want to know your thoughts on these NFL rivalries uniform. If you've seen the NFL rivalries uniform, this is something that's been teased for like a month or so that Nike is going to do. Apparently the Chiefs are on the schedule for like 2027 if they continue these uniforms out there. But thoughts on the NFL rivalries set for this season?
I look like shit. That's my analysis. I know, awful.
I don't think they all look bad. In my opinion, I don't think they all look bad.
I like the Cardinals one. That's the only one you can sell me on.
Cardinals one's not bad. I think the Patriots one's not bad.
I don't know.
Bills isn't bad. I don't really like the.
I also like the University of Buffalo.
Fuck. Yeah, you're right. They do. The Seahawks one is not good.
You know what I don't like about all these, honestly? They're just so unoriginal. They're just so like, hey, what do you think about a black helmet and some monochrome uniforms? Yeah, let's do that. Or what about an icy white helmet and monochrome uniform? It's like,
right.
How about putting any fucking thought into it?
Yeah.
Like, you know how much these designers are getting paid at Nike to figure this out? Like, bro, do anything other than the easiest possible thing. And I mean, we put a snowflake in the face mask. I don't care.
Snowflake.
That's what they do with the Bills uniforms. They have a snowflake in the middle of the face mask. So stupid. Like, the Niners have this the black helmet. The Rams have a darker hat. It just looks stupid. Like I don't know, man. I just don't. And by the way, I'm not one of these people who's against like an alternate uniform. I am against becoming the NBA, where it's like, hey, rolling out our 35th uniform combination. That I'm against.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a problem with the uniforms branching out a little bit. I just my thing's like be creative.
Right.
I don't know. I also am a huge fan of throwback uniforms.
Yeah.
Like, wear them 4 times a year. Who the hell's like, no, please, not Bucko Bruce, not Pat Patriot. No, please, not that. No, not the Standing Buffalo or the Broncos helmet, which actually looks like a real helmet.
Right.
Like, no one's arguing with it. Everyone's like, that sounds awesome. And Nike's like, guess what? Monochrome uniforms and a black helmet. I'm just out.
Look, I do think that I think the Bills is kind of cool. I kind of like that one. I'm a sucker for that. I like the Patriots ones. I think the Patriots ones are the best. As you mentioned, the Cardinals ones I think are a close second. Any of them that did the black, like the Rams black, I don't like that one. I don't like the Dolphins black.
That's awful.
The Dolphins one is bad.
Horrific.
Yeah. The Niners one is like fine, but I don't like the black helmet. Like if they would have kept the gold helmet with like the black jersey, I think that would have been a cool look, but black helmet. Seattle's, I don't know, they look like they're trying to be the Oregon Ducks with the texture. I don't know what's going on there with their uniforms, but yeah, overall I understand the concept, I think. I understand what they're trying to do with these concept uniforms, but like sometimes the execution just isn't there. The Dolphins one is the worst. I'm looking at it again. Why are we putting orange and teal over the top of black? Let's not do that.
It's atrocious.
Bills are fine, but like I think the Patriots one is the best. I like how, again, not monochrome. That's not a monochrome uniform that they came out with the Patriots with their the blue tops and the white pants. A little bit of a throwback-ish type look, like a faux back, I guess you would call it, with like the number font and then like the NE logo that they're using. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I know that we're gonna have to talk about that. But yeah, look, Nike wants to make more money, and this is a good way to do it. To put on the uniform.
I hope they don't go broke.
And
I hope they're all right. It's like the NBA when they have their 900 uniforms, and then like, oh, look at this. Hold on, we're gonna redesign the whole court.
Yeah,
15 times a game. So man, thank God for that, because I don't know what I would have done otherwise. I don't know. I don't mind an alternate jersey, but beyond that, like it's so gratuitous.
Mm-hmm.
And this rivalry thing.
Are they gonna do it with the Chiefs Raiders?
Yeah, in 2027.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's gonna suck. Look, here's the other thing too. Like with the Chiefs and the Raiders, those uniforms are awesome.
Yeah,
the Chiefs have great uniforms, and so do the Raiders. Just leave it alone. Like I don't need to see what the Chiefs look like with a black helmet and yellow pants and a red shirt. And I mean, they might as well put a little clown nose on the face mask and call it a day.
Fresno State out here.
Yeah, like I don't need. I don't. And again, I get it, and I have nothing against anybody who's like, no, I like it. That's cool. That's fine. Whatever. It's your taste. But for me personally, it's garbage.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, the 2026, 2027, and 2028 will be when they're debuting other uniforms as well. I'm curious if these will stay in like rotations after, like for years to come, or if it's just like for this year only, 1 year only.
I don't know. I mean, the Thursday Night Football thing, they were all about the color rush until everybody realized it was terrible.
So fucking funny. I think the color rush still is one of the funniest things I've ever tried to do.
The best one ever. Not even close. They would, if you remember, there was a stretch of time there where like Tennessee and Jacksonville were awful.
Yes.
They made them play each other every year.
Uh-huh.
And the Jags wore this like did you color your shirt like a gold, like a mustard color?
Yeah.
Up and down.
Uh-huh.
And then the Titans looked like Smurfs.
Powder blue.
Yeah. Ridiculous combination of a uniform you've ever seen in your life. Like it's so bad. Even when the Chiefs went to all reds, I'm like, come on, they look like ketchup bottles. Like, what do we think? This is ridiculous.
Do you remember? Was it the Bills and the Patriots that played? And they were red and blue, and like the colorblind people couldn't tell who was.
It was the Bills and the Jets.
Bills and the Jets. Yeah.
And like people were like the people who could tell who was like, this looks like Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And then there are people who are like, I've literally gone blind off this game. Like, which, to be fair, those people might have gotten off easy back then.
True.
Play. Okay. But yeah, I mean, oh my God. What a train wreck. Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like if it's positively reviewed and accepted, then like, yes, but otherwise it'll be like, yeah, all right, we're going to shelve those bad boys and never talk about them again.
Yeah. A couple more storylines here. A big Chiefs one. Rashee Rice suspended for the first 6 games of 2025. It seems like, and I'm going to go back to Herbie Teope's story that he has out there on KCSN.com where he talked to Brett Veach about it, and Brett Veach said it wasn't a surprise. It was communicated to us, and we were certainly made aware of it a few days before cutdown day, and that this decision was better than 50% shot that this would get resolved before the start of the season. So they knew that this was going to come down. So again, that probably works into the 8 wide receiver math that we talked about earlier. Thoughts on him getting 6?
I said the whole time I thought 4 to 6 was the right number. So
Yeah.
I think 6 is fine. I was in the group that I thought it helped the Chiefs that he wasn't going to be suspended early because of the difficulty of the games. I do think it hurts at the same point. It gives them clarity. They know now, what the deal is. Yeah, I mean, listen, I would say that 6 games is completely fair. I don't know. I know there's going to be people who are like, Addison got 3. Yeah, well, you know what? That's fine. Well, Rice deserved the games that he got. I don't have any problem with him getting 6 games.
There's video of what Rashee Rice did, and there's not video of what Jordan Addison did.
Yep.
That is how that cookie crumbles there. Shout out Sue Robinson getting a free date on her calendar. They got that one good. She's like,
she was sleeping in.
Right. Sue said, hell yeah, I don't have to do anything. September the 30th. Last one that I have here that I wanted to talk about with you. Colts GM Chris Ballard says the Colts will not trade Anthony Richardson despite interest from any other teams. Good for them. I'm starting to think that Shane Steichen's not a good coach.
I think he's a good coach. I don't think the Colts can evaluate talent. And that falls on Chris Ballard, who's somehow been with the team for like a decade now.
That's a great point.
And it's like, the next person who says, well, they got blindsided by the Andrew Luck thing, I'm going to strangle them. That's great. That was 7 years ago.
Yeah, I was in college.
Like, at some point, they ever going to like get over that?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I get it. I like, you get a grace period of a couple of years with it, but like, geez, man. I mean, at some point, can you figure it out? Look, they drafted Anthony Richardson for the same reason anybody else would have, because of his traits. They didn't draft him because of what he did at Florida. He wasn't very good at Florida. They drafted him because he's this big, athletic guy, throw the ball over the moon, can run, and they figured if we can get that guy in here and we can coach him up, he can be great. Yep. The problem is he's not good.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think I said this on this show. I was in Indianapolis. It's the first stop of my camp tour. It was 100 fucking degrees. And I was standing there with Jeremy Fowler and Zach Kiefer. And we had Anthony Richardson off to the side. And Anthony Richardson said to us, yeah, I just got to stop slacking off. I got to tell you, it's kind of over. Like when he said that quote, and like he was talking about, I just realized like over the first year, the guy stopped slacking off. And I have the exact quote in my camp report from the Colts thing, if anybody was to read it. But it was one of those things we all kind of looked at each other like, you got to stop slacking off.
Right.
But it's year 3 in the NFL. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But they're so full of crap, by the way. If they got a really good offer, they trade him in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't gotten the offer they want.
I want to revise my Shane Steichen comment. Maybe he is a good coach. I don't think he's a good leader.
That's fair. That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
I think that like everything they've said publicly about Anthony Richardson does not match up with everything they've done with Anthony Richardson. And that's frustrating. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I mean, look, to be fair to the Colts organization, they kind of got a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes down to it.
They have had a
boy howdy.
Yes.
Hunter Renfrow, seen some interest from teams. I don't know if you've seen this. He was a surprise release from the Panthers. Carolina expressed interest in bringing him back, but he has opportunities elsewhere, and he is mulling over his future. I cannot imagine that the Chiefs are one of those teams.
No, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they should not be.
No, Hunter Renfrow, with all due respect, I think he's pretty cooked.
Yeah, I think Hunter Renfrow should just watch. Maybe this year he should watch. Oh, Eagles also wore the color green uniforms versus the Giants in Week 6 on the road Week 12 and against the Cowboys in the regular season finale.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm on board. Those are great uniforms. They should go to them full time.
Yeah, they really should. I think that's it. I've been perusing the NFL news page since the last time I recorded. I don't really think there's anything that massive that we need to talk about. Did we talk about Trey Hendrickson signing a 1-year deal, speed running the Chris Jones arc with the Bengals? I think we talked about that. Kyle Hamilton made a lot of money since the last time we recorded the podcast, but like, good for him. I don't know if we got a lot of thoughts on the Kyle Hamilton. Like, he deserves it. Yeah, it makes sense. Again, that makes me think, where are the Ravens getting this money to be in the conversation for Micah? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I don't get
it. I feel like half of Twitter is just people being like, what do we think? Like, I saw somebody like, oh, Washington should make a call. Yeah, I'm sure Dallas is looking at trade him to Washington.
Right. Yeah.
Why don't they just call Philly up? See what Philly's got to offer. Like,
I remember when the Chiefs were when they traded for Orlando Brown Jr. One of my main
shocking.
Right. I was like, why the hell would the Ravens give their biggest competition in the AFC the one thing that they were missing?
Right.
Which they ultimately did, and then it ultimately led to them winning the Super Bowl. So like that's tough for the Ravens. And he's been the most consistent left tackle since Eric Fisher retired. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's been a while. Josh Simmons, big responsibility.
Big year for Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for that football show. Enjoy week 1 of college football season. This Saturday is like a peak Saturday, Matt. I mean, like one of the best Saturdays of the year.
I'm not even like the biggest college football guy in the world, but I am absolutely going to have that. I'm going to have the 65-incher on. I'm at the lake in the background. I'm going to have Crown Royal surrounding me. I'm going to have my kids begging me to stop the drinking. And I'm going to be, Dad, come out and play. I'm like, no. The slate's too good. Go outside and play by yourself. No, I will be a father. I promise everybody out there. But I'm also going to be watching the game. Have the windows open. It's going to be like 63 degrees up there.
Oh,
yeah, it's going to be great. Open the windows. I am going to have a pizza. I'm gonna just so everybody out there, so I'm gonna stroke or I get like a nasty email. I'll have like some iced tea. All right.
And then
I was going to say, yeah, we'll just make a little iced tea and a whole lot of, and then, swirl it around, make it fine. There's ice. It dissolves. It dilutes it. And I just look it up and then hopefully be awake when, whatever it's the Pac-12 still a conference.
Yeah, they're still a thing. They're trying to revive it. Yeah.
That's what the hell, like Pac-12 after dark. Yeah, the hell, sit down and watch it. It'd be great. What is the main game?
Texas, Ohio State.
Oh, that's right. I actually, okay.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's the big one. I think that's Lee Corso's last college game day as well.
Yes. Yeah. But the video they did for him, by the way, was awesome.
I have not watched it yet because I don't want to cry yet.
Yeah, you'll cry. It's great. I'm not even, like I said, I'm not a huge college. I was like, oh my God.
Right.
The Texas Ohio State game is at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Central. Boy, I'll tell you,
starting after it early.
I was going to say, geez, no one. What would be the funniest thing possible is if Nevada beats Penn State.
Hilarious.
It's not going to happen to be funny. Alabama 8th ranked at Florida State. Is there a night game that I can sink my teeth? Oh, LSU at Clemson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the ABC game. All right. Cool.
There you go.
All right. That's it. And then Sunday, Notre Dame at the U. I
forgot, yeah, because they do like the Labor Day. They do the whole weekend for week 1, and I think they even have like a Labor Day game.
They do. TCU's at the Belichick's.
No way.
Yeah. TCU's fighting off. Now what? Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson and the term gold digger, which I guess has been branded now. Like just
trying to trademark it.
There's a lot of jokes, and I'm not going to touch any of them. I can't wait for the weekend of games. It'll be awesome.
Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll get you locked into. We'll have a podcast on Monday as well. As when we coming up here on the week 1 of the NFL season, we are we're here, man. We're here, Matt. Like, we have made it to week 1 of the NFL season. It's our last
Got
podcast before we have an actual game to talk about. Very exciting. We'll be back with you guys next week. So for Matt Verderame, I'm Tucker Franklin. Thank you to Ben Holiday, Bottled and Bond Bourbon, and Holiday Distillery for making this show possible. We will talk to you guys on Monday. See ya.